Good afternoon. How is everyone doing this fabulous Tuesday? Another day, another dollar. So I'm running late today, as you can see. So I figure while I was getting myself together, let's kind of go over some things we need to get our businesses to the bank. If you have a question, you can drop it in the chat if you're on Instagram. If you're on TikTok, can you ask a question on TikTok? Let me see. I'm new to TikTok. Hey, TikTok. Let's interact. If you have a question on TikTok, you can drop it in the comments. If you have a question on Instagram, you can drop it in the comments. Great. Good afternoon. The webinar was awesome. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Protection in Style. We had an issue with the webinar last night, so I was going to do it on Sunday, but then I realized that Sunday was the Super Bowl, so I had to change it to Monday. So people who registered, I had like 400 people that had registered before I switched the date, so some of their links were not working. So if you missed the webinar I had a free masterclass last night on how to properly structure your business, how to protect your assets, how to get funding that's not based on credit through business grants, and then of course what contracts you need to protect your business, and how to market your business, like how to go ahead and get that client to come, right to you. So if you want a link, I'm doing one more on Sunday. For those, it's my fault, I switched the links. So if you want to attend my free masterclass this Sunday to be, I think it's at 7 p.m. Eastern time, then just comment, if you're on my Instagram page, comment bank in the comments, and a link will be sent to you. If your page is private on Instagram, DM me the word bank and I'll send you a link. If you're on my TikTok, then just click the link in my bio. That first link is going to be for the link for the masterclass for this Sunday. Okay, let me see my questions. Oh, baby, the deadline for that 1099, they were due on January 31st. So if you pay someone more than $600 for the year, you have to issue them a 1099. And those were due on January 31st. So if you have not got them done, you need to get them done ASAP. The webinar will be Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern time, 7 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday. But if you paid anyone $600 or more, you need to issue them a 1099, and they were due on January 31st. So you need to get them in as quickly as possible, because the IRS will issue you a fine. And then the person who's filing their taxes, they need the 1099 so they can file that with their taxes, so they aren't doing their taxes, and then you issue them a 1099 after they've already filed, and now they're owing the IRS money because there's income that wasn't put on their return when they initially filed. So January 31st was the deadline. So just get those in as soon as possible. You can get a 1099 form on the IRS website, irs.gov, or I have a hair on my face. Office Max, Office Depot, they sell them, but you need to get it in. You keep a copy, the IRS gets a copy, the state gets a copy, and then of course the person that you're paying, they get a copy. So the 1099 form was due on January 31st. So get those as soon as possible, because the penalty keeps increasing as you get later into the tax season. Let me get this eyebrow together. Hold on, get this eyebrow together. We need to get her on live Sunday. Okay, let me see what other question we got. Let me see. Do you feel like IV hydration is a lucrative business? You know what? For the most part, if you know what you're doing and you know how to market, any business can be a lucrative business. So in every industry, you're going to have people that are killing it in that industry. Then you have people who are, just kind of like floating along. So I don't really think it's the industry. I think it's how you market the business. But if you want to talk about IV hydration in general, if you speak about I have a hair on my face. If you speak about all the benefits of IV hydration, I don't really know I'm not really into all that kind of stuff. So I couldn't tell you the benefits, but what I've heard about it, I just left a nursing conference where all these nurses are doing IV hydration. They're doing other things besides nursing. So shout out to, if you go on her Instagram, her name is going to be Nurse Haskins. Her business page would be Bedside to Business. I'll tag her when I post this live. So any of my nurses looking to get into another field of business, she does mentorship on that. But post-COVID, people I think are more into their health. Post the vaccine, if you believe the vaccine was good, or if there's some negative effects of the vaccine, people I think are now trying to find more holistic or more natural ways in, dealing with things. Why does someone need IV hydration? So if someone, is just busy and doesn't really eat the proper nutrients, will the IV hydration help that? Can it help minimize some of the effects of some things? So any business is going to be lucrative. It's all on how are you marketing it. So I go over marketing in my masterclass. If you want the link to my next masterclass this Sunday at 7 p.m., comment bank in the comments. If you're on my Instagram page, click the first link in my bio for my TikTok page. But it's all on how you market. You want to market the problem. Market and point out the problem. You sell the solution. Does IV hydration help with aging? Does IV hydration help with weight loss? Does IV hydration help with anxiety? Why does someone need to have an IV hooked up to them? What are the benefits? And calling out or marketing what the benefits of IV hydration do. If you want to start out, I always believe in starting your business as cost effective as possible, right? So that whatever mistakes you made in the beginning, whatever you bought that you don't need, whatever direction that you went to, it may be wrong. That's all part of business, but you still want to still have some money left over to zig and zag and kind of change the course. So maybe you could do a mobile IV hydration, right? But mobile can kind of sound kind of small, a little bootleg. I believe in making everything make it sound bigger than what it is. Make it sound like it's a real business. So maybe I don't do mobile IV hydration. I do concierge hydration, right? So if you don't know, concierge is a service where the person comes to you. So you could be a concierge doctor where, I'm not actually going to a doctor's office. I probably pay you $20,000 a year to be my concierge doctor, and you just come to me. Wherever I am, you just come to me. You come to my house. If I have an issue, you just, give me my prescriptions over the phone. I'm not having to drive to you, right? So a concierge service, it sounds more higher end. And then if you are going to the person's location, we can now charge more. People are paying for convenience. Before my divorce, I only flew first class. I need to get on the plane before everyone. I want to have a nice comfortable seat. My son, bless his heart, my son's bad, right? So I don't want to have these kids in these small seats. The students gonna act like my kid ain't cussing and fussing and asking for all these snacks. So I don't mind paying more. I'm not getting to my destination any sooner. I'm just getting there relaxed. I have a bigger seat. I was in Houston, so United was, I almost took TikTok out. Hey, TikTok. Hold on, y'all. I almost took my TikTokers out. I'm not going to get there sooner. And then post-COVID, baby, United stayed with this little nasty sandwich. So I'm not even really getting any extra food. It's just the comfort, right? People are going to pay more for comfort, for luxury or service. So market, if I'm mobile, I'm going to be a concierge IV hydration. I'm going to come to you. You can market. Are you a nurse? Whoever asked that question, do you have any kind of medical degrees? Are you a nurse? Are you holistic? What is your educational background? Maybe I would have a bundle package. So, my stress relief package includes, 3 sessions plus a meal plan and plus give me some kind of supplement or something, right? Make it a package. If I have to start off small, meaning I don't have everything I need together, still give me that Chanel experience. Still give me an experience when I come to you. Okay, so maybe you don't have an actual brick and mortar location, but you'll make my experience better by coming to me and then not just giving me that service. How do I maintain the benefits, right? Maybe I get a free meal plan. Now, mind you, I'm not into IV hydration. I'm not holistic. I'll pop a pill in a second. So I don't know all what would come with it. I'm trying to give you this general examples. Maybe it'll come with a meal plan or some kind of stress reliever. Give me some kind of pamphlet or digital download with it. So I feel like I just got something for my service. And I'm not really realizing that, oh, hey, she didn't even have a store. I can't even go roll up on her. So if you have to start off small, make the service and everything that you're doing that comes with it just top tier. Make that website top tier. If you can wrap your car with your logo so it looks like it's a company car, it's your car, girl, right? You only got one car, but make it look like you're just pulling up in the company car. It looks branded, so now you look corporate. I will come in with some scrubs with my company colors, my logo. Everything I would have would be a brand. So if I have a sweatshirt, it's going to be branded. Make it look like, you are make it look like you are working for a 7-figure business, baby. That's what I would do. Make it a concierge. But yes, any business is lucrative if you know how to work it and build it right. Okay, let's see what my next question is. I saw online that it was March if it's paper. Maybe the 1099s are due January 31st. I don't know what you saw online. Paper, however you do it, it was due. Okay, let me see. Do you assist with spot analysis for business plans? I don't do business plans, so I'm not the person for that. As far as if you're trying to get a business plan for funding or something, that's not my lane. So I just stay in my lane. Now, you need help on a plan to get your business off the ground and going, I am your girl for that. But as far as like doing, projecting your income and all that, that's not really my lane. S-Corp designation versus a regular LLC that is filed with your 1040. What are the advantages of an S-Corp election? And is it okay to elect that after your 3rd year operating? Okay, so an S-Corp is not a business entity. It's going to be a tax election, right? So you're asking the IRS to tax your LLC or your C Corp as an S Corp. The benefit of an S Corp election is, number one, an LLC pays a 12.4% self-employment tax, and a corporation or a C Corp, they have double taxation, right? So they pay a tax, the business pays a tax when it makes money, and then when you distribute the profits to the owner pays tax. It's a double taxation. An S corp doesn't have the double taxation. It doesn't have you don't have that that self-employment tax that you're having to pay. However, an S corp, the owner has to be on payroll. Okay, so you have to be on payroll, meaning you're getting a check every 2 weeks with payroll taxes being taken out. And your S corp is now going to be filing its own separate tax return. So if you have a new business and you really can't afford to be on payroll, meaning you're paying yourself X amount of money every 2 weeks and paying the payroll tax to the IRS, well, then you may not want to be an S corp yet. And then the S corp will file its own tax return. So if you're an LLC, your business is going to be filed on your own personal 1040. You're going to have a Schedule C on your 1040. If you have a business return, all business returns, so S corps, C corps, and partnerships, they are due a month before the personal. So they're going to be due either March 15th or September 15th if you got the extension. And then you now have the cost of a business return. The average cost for a business return is going to run you between, I'll say, $750 and $2,000, depending on how complex the return is. So if you can't afford the payroll taxes, the payroll fees for running the payroll, if you don't really can't afford that extra tax prep fee, then you should stay as an S corp until you can afford it. Normally, the rule of thumb is once you are at that $60,000 to $80,000 in profit, not making $60,000 or $80,000, but you are profiting between $60,000 and $80,000. That's when you want to make the switch to an S corp because, baby, I learned the hard way. You're gonna get hit with that 12.4% self-employment tax, and in my business, how I know about this so good, I made that. I wasn't even thinking about the S corp tax election. I was in my business, being out of order, not knowing what to do, and I got hit with a 6-figure tax bill. And so I made my S corp election too late. So once you get at that $60,000 to $80,000 profit mark, that's when you want to make that S corp election. I want to say the due date is March 15th to make an S corp election. So if you think you're going to be at that profit, at that income range, that profit range, you want to go ahead and have a meeting with your CPA or accountant, so they can make that election for you. It's filing a form, but you want to first consult with them and then make sure that you're on payroll, paying these payroll taxes. So that's the difference between. It's really based on how much money you're making as to when you should make that S corp election. Okay, let's see what other questions. Oh, okay. On TikTok, Alexandra, baby, I will not just DM you. I have a whole bunch of fake pages. I don't know why people want to keep playing with me. So if you see, if I DM you talking about some Bitcoin or a guaranteed grant, if I DM you, just don't even respond, okay? Because I don't DM people. I only respond to DMs, okay? So if you get a DM from me and you didn't DM me, you didn't send no cold word to me, then just ignore it. But I would say look at the followers. Look at the follower count. So that's how you can tell it's a fake page. So I have like 44,000 followers on TikTok. I have 450,000 on Instagram. I'm on Instagram more than TikTok. But go just click the link on the person's profile. And you'll be able to tell if you're talking to me or if you're talking to a fake page. Okay, let's see. I'm struggling with my SWOT analysis. Will you give information about that in your webinar? No, I don't do business plans. That's not my lane. I do not have a referral. So, if anyone does do business plans, can you just type in the comments, I do business plans, so they can see you and I can refer them to you, because I don't do business plans. That is not my lane, and I believe in staying in my lane. Okay, see any more questions? Let me see any more questions. Let me see. Oh, you are an RN? Okay, so if you're an RN, I guess we're going back to this IV hydration. If you have any kind of expertise you want to talk about as an RN, you want to speak from the position of being an RN. So as an RN, the IV hydration is great because of boom, 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 boom. As an RN, you should do X, Y, and Z because of boom, 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 boom. So because you have the experience in being an RN, it kind of gives you more credibility. So whether you have your experience based on, why is this so white? Whether you have your experience based on some kind of degree, or you got something called life experience, right? Baby, I done been through it. Got a t-shirt for it. So don't do what I do or do what I do. You want to speak from some kind of, you want to speak from being an expert whenever you are marketing something. So what is your experience in the topic that you're talking about? What makes you the expert? So if you have a degree, speak on you being a degree. If you have life experience, speak about, how you overcame something or you learned this because of blah, blah, blah. I got to tell my cousin is married to, her husband is in the Navy. Davaki Massey, if you on here, I didn't tell her birth name, Davaki Massey. Davaki Youngblood, if you on here, she is has been a stay-at-home mom her entire life. Her husband's in the Navy, and she is really good with budgets, So with one income, 3 kids, stay at home, she was able to pay off, $30,000 in credit card debt and got her savings account, all good. And I'm like, Davaki, you need to do an ebook, teaching people how to get out of debt and how to save money because on one income, right? Everyone thinks you got to have all this money to save. Maybe on one income, I'm paying all these bills and saving my money and getting out of debt. So sometimes your expertise is based on you've done it. Has somebody lost weight, right? So you're not a doctor, or you're not a trainer, but hey, this worked for me. When I get up at this, when I walk every day and eat blah blah blah, and I took this supplement, it helped me lose weight. So sometimes your expertise is going to be in your experience. It doesn't have to be any kind of degree, but you always want to speak on why your product or why this method is going to work and what the benefits are based on something that you know personally. Okay, any more questions? I'm a CPA, and what I recommend is to get guidance from an accountant on what to do so you can replicate the process. Maybe take a bookkeeping course, not YouTube. Okay. Well, CPA, I would recommend that they go to a CPA to get what they need. I don't believe in YouTube. You need to go to an accountant or a CPA. And if your business is doing at that $68,000 mark, and we are past H&R Block, we are past Jackson Hewitt, we are past Kiki's tax office, you need to be at an accountant's office for this reason. There are different tax benefits and tax deductions that Jackson Hewitt's not gonna know about. Because Jackson Hewitt, H&R Block, no shade, but their niche is going to be personal tax returns. There's different things, and I'm speaking because either I've done it or besides being a business attorney, I also have a law degree in taxation, so I'm also a tax attorney. But there are things like a carry forward rule, right? Where if your business has a loss, you can carry that loss over for 5 years. So let's just say this year I'm starting my business. I had to, get a trademark, a patent, inventory. I had to do all this stuff. So maybe I have a $100,000 loss in my business. I'm going to just use simple numbers. But because I didn't make any money, my girl at Jackson Hewitt said, well, you didn't make no money, so you don't have to file your taxes. And she's correct. But you can carry a loss forward for 5 years. Meaning, although I had this loss in 2023, Let me get myself together. Let me get myself together. Hold on, y'all. Let me get myself together. If I had a $100,000 loss in 2023, I didn't make any money. So someone may say, well, don't worry about filing because, you didn't make any money, blah, blah, blah. Well, no, we don't want to do that. Why? Because next year, my business will be up and going. Let's say I have a $200,000 tax bill. Well, I can carry forward that $100,000 loss that I had in 2023 to my next tax year to kind of minimize that check I have to write to the IRS, right? So a CPA or an accountant, these are going to be people that went to college and have a degree in accounting or have a degree in accounting and then went on and took a test to become a CPA, a certified public accountant. So they're going to know all of the rules and all of the benefits that are given to businesses. So they are going to cost more. But I always say you can pay now or you can pay later. If you pay later, you're going to always pay more. So it's time to invest. It's time to invest in a CPA and an accountant. If you can't, if it's not in your budget, that's fine. At least save up money to go and have a consultation. What tax deductions are common in your industry, so you know what to be putting, what kind of receipts and things you need to be putting aside. I have a tax deduction guide for businesses. I have one for small businesses and about 25 other industries. If you type in the comments tax guide on Instagram, or if you click the link in my bio on TikTok, you can get one of my tax deduction guides. But you want to have a consultation with a CPA or an accountant to know, one, tax deductions, two, when your business starts making a profit, your business will hit, right? Meaning, in the beginning, I'm just struggling, trying to get this bad boy going, robbing Peter to pay Paul, trying to pay these bills. But honey, eventually, when everything pans out, you're going to hit. You're going to start making some money. Well, now, what do you do to shield the money, right? I remember when I was practicing law, I had a guy, another lawyer, when he did personal injury. And he settled a really big, a really big car accident case. He had been working on for like almost 2-3 years. Real big, like multi-7-figure big. And so when I saw him in court, he was like, we finally settled, and they settled in December. And so he was like, can you believe the insurance company was so dumb? They asked me, do I want my check now or do I want it in January? How do they ask me something? So of course I want it now. I'm talking to him on January 20th. And so he had just left his office telling the insurance company to cut the check now in December. Why? He's thinking Christmas, I'm about to get this money, boom, boom, boom. And I was like, no, you don't want it now. You want it in January. And he's like, why do I want to wait for my money? I said, because you about to get hit with this 6-figure tax bill this year. If you get it in January and go sit down with your CPA, we can now structure how you're going to eat up this tax bill. So maybe it means you need to buy some more equipment this year. If I gotta cut a check for $100,000, do I want to cut the IRS $100,000 check, or do I want to cut the IRS a $20,000 check and then go use that $8,000 and maybe go buy some equipment, some inventory, maybe do a remodel, like put it in a business expense that can benefit me. So when I broke down why he didn't want the money, of course, he tried to call back, but they had already issued the check, cleared it off their books, it was done. So he wasn't able to plan what to do with his income. When your business hits, when you start making money, you're going to be so busy in trying to duplicate what you're doing, managing all the fires, all the employees, all the inventory, doing all that you may forget these things. So it's so important that you have a meeting with a professional, a CPA or accountant, so oh shoot, my money's increasing, my profit is increasing. They already told me I need to go buy an SUV. I need to go get a work truck. I need to go. There are. It's called tax planning. There are ways to shield, meaning you are going to cut a check. Where do you want to cut the check to? That's where you're going to be at. So it's so important that you have these consultations with a business attorney, a CPA, an accountant, your insurance adjuster. I mean, your insurance broker. Like, do you have the right coverage? It's all of these things you got to be worried about planning for when you do hit. How do I keep most of that income? Okay, so I got to get my rest of my day going. So if you were not able to log into my masterclass last night because you had the wrong link, I'm going to do one more this Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're on my Instagram page, you can comment bank and a link will be sent to you. If you are on my TikTok page, you can just click that first link in my bio and you can just register right there. It is free. It'll be 7 o'clock. And I'm going to be going over the proper business structure. I'm going to be going over how to protect your assets. I'm going to be going over how to get funding for your business that's not based on credit. I'm going to be going over what contracts. I didn't highlight. I knew it was something. I didn't go over what contracts you need to protect your business ideas, your logo, all that good stuff. And I'm going to be going over marketing. How do you go and get your client and bring them to you? A lot of times in business, we think, oh, I'm going to get my website. I'm going to get my brick and mortar open. I got the inventory. Okay, I'm open. And then it's crickets, right? Getting your business open is one thing. How do I get a person to come to my business? So to get a person to come to your business, you got to sell the problem. You are the solution. Number one. Number two, you have to go to where your target audience is. You got to go to where your target audience is and go ahead and just bring them to your business. Well, how do you do that? Well, you got to first know who is your target audience. Who is your product or service designed for? Well, I want to sell to everybody. You can't sell to everybody. Why? Because you can't market to everybody. You have to market only to your target audience. Now, that doesn't mean that people who aren't in your target audience won't use your product, but you can only target to your target audience. Why? There is no mass marketing. Okay, Walmart is affordable. If I'm a Target girl, there's nothing that Walmart can do is going to bring me to them because I'm a Target girl, right? I'm cute. I want to be, I want to have Starbucks when I'm shopping. I'm not really into Target. If I'm a Walmart girl, I'm looking for advertising that's about affordability, sales, convenience. Target's a little too bougie, a little price is too high. So you got to pick your target audience, right? Chanel is high-end, luxury, rare. I'm going to pay $5,000, $8,000, $7,000 for a bag just so when I go to dinner on a date, everyone in the restaurant doesn't have my bag. If Chanel today drops a buy one, get one free sale, well, Kiki and them going to go and cash in on that, but Chanel's target audience is like, what do you mean? Buy one, get one free? Like, the whole reason why I'm paying this $10,000 bag is so that everyone doesn't have it. Now you're doing a buy one, get one free. So now Chanel's target audience is now leaving Chanel, going to maybe an Hermes or somewhere else because they're like, oh, I thought we were high end. I thought we were rare. I thought we were luxury. So in marketing, you got to know who your target audience is so you know how to market to them. The second thing, we got to go where the client is. When I first started my own law practice, I worked for a tax and a tax and an asset protection firm for about a year. Doing all this business structure, I used to fly every day to different corporations saying, baby, you are set up wrong, do X, Y, and Z. When I went solo, I'm old. This is going to be 2005, 2006. Entrepreneurship was not popular, right? Having that six-figure job was popular. So I had to go practice an industry where I can go get some clients. So I did a lot of criminal law. Where are the criminals? In the club. So I would be in the club 2-3 days a week with my suit on. Everyone who walks up to me, oh my God, here's my card. Here's my card. Here's my card. Here's my card. Why? In the club, it's going to be a DUI. There's going to be a fight afterwards, assault and battery. Depending on what club you're at, maybe a little, possession with the intent to distribute. So I'm where my target audience is. You have to go put your business where your target audience is. If I have Joy's Peach Cobbler, I make the best peach cobbler, I don't need to do an email blast to the gym email list because most people at the gym are going to be eating clean. Like they're not looking for a peach cobbler. Now there are going to be some people at the gym like myself who go to the gym and still going to have the peach cobbler, right? But that's not my target audience. So marketing is so important. I think this is going to be probably everyone gets their LLC and their EIN, they max their credit cards out, they get the inventory, it looks all cute, and then it's crickets. And then it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna post the same picture, and then it's crickets. Well, I mean, it's just crickets, okay? There is a science, there is a blueprint in you have to go to where your client is. Hey, client, you have this problem. I'm the solution. Oh, I didn't know I had this problem. Okay, well, girl, let me go ahead and get it. So that's what I'm breaking down in this masterclass when it comes to marketing. How do you showcase the problem, how you solve it, and then go get your client and bring them to you. Okay, y'all, I done ran my mouth too long. So if you commented bank in the comments on Instagram or DM me, I'll send you a link. You can also click that first link in my bio. If you're on my TikTok page, just click that first link in my bio. The class will be on Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And everyone have a good Tuesday. And I will, of course, see you at the bank.